What in the world is that freaking symbol? My DGens, honestly, I did not think that we would be getting Miyabi in 1.4. It's been like freaking 5 days since Harumasa's reveal, or 6 days, I don't know, a week. And only today did we finally get a teaser, the drip marketing for Miyabi. And so hello again, my DGens. Let's have a look at the Miyabi teaser. I do want to actually share the English version and the Japanese version with you because I think the voice acting work is absolutely incredible. Now, let's have a look at this one. This is the Miyabi English.
Section 6. Prepare for battle.
Yo, that looks like an anomaly sign to me, boys. Ice anomaly. Hoshimi Miyabi. Alright, that's actually pretty interesting considering Ice Anomaly is it's in a really strange place because it has a little bit of crit in it. I suspect she's gonna do something to do with crit. But before we really go into it, let me show you the JP version. Listen to that. It's like they're the same voice actress. Like, the voice acting is almost identical in terms of like the tone of voice. It's actually so well done. Let me play that again.
6. Prepare for battle.
It's so freaking good. Anyway, let's quickly talk about this Ice Anomaly aspect of Miyabi because it's freaking wild, man. So most of you LM players already know, but we've got the Shatter, which is kind of like a one-hit damage, very much like your Assault. And then afterwards, we do extra crit damage to the enemy that got shattered on, who got frozen. Now, that's why I'm going to suspect that Miyabi is going to actually have something to do with crit damage, crit rate. I do think that it's probably going to be like guaranteeing crits or something like that. Or maybe they'll introduce a new mechanic for herself. Maybe she is going to be the one who is going to have some kind of like frostbite effect, damage over time with freeze. I mean, it's not like unnatural to say because Yanagi and Jane and Burnus, they all brought in like some strange but really useful take to Anomaly. So I do think that Miyabi is going to have a really cool, unique mechanic. I think it's either going to be turning freeze from not only like a one-time hit to kind of like maybe a dot, or it's going to be something to do with crit rate, crit damage. Those would be my guesses as to what they would do with Miyabi. Now, speaking of Miyabi, I have been looking at her design for a while and I really like the design, but looking at the proportions and all of that, she actually looks really she looks really freaking small. I just wanted to put that out there, okay? Now, I'm going to go beyond this teaser over here and head over to like the release image on the Zenless Zone 0 news. And the reason I'm coming over here is because there are a lot of really interesting details. The first of which is that Miyabi and only Miyabi alone has this really strange symbol next to her name. And so let me take another example. I've got Harumasa over here and you can see that symbol is not actually there. So coming back over Miyabi, it's only her that actually has it. I have checked the other characters. What I do think this symbolize means is something to do with Voidhunter. I think that Miyabi is absolutely going to be classified as like some kind of special character, right? Very much like your Archons in Genshin Impact, like your Emanators or your Aeons or whatever in your Star Rail. And so our equivalent in Zenless Zone 0 are the Voidhunters, right? And if you guys have not seen that teaser, that lore teaser for Zenless Zone 0 about the Voidhunters, it's probably one of the best lore bombs that I have seen for all of MiHoYo games. And I would highly suggest you check that out because one of the Voidhunters, were actually Miyabi's ancestor. And I do believe that she has inherited that title. That or she earned it herself. I'm not sure, but I think that that is what that means. And so that's the first interesting point. Number 2 is this symbol right here next to the anomaly, which most people would look at it and glance at it and be like, oh, it looks like ice, right? And it kind of does. At a glance, you just be like, oh, look, Miyabi, it looks like a snowflake, it's an ice. Let me show you what the ice symbol actually looks like. It's this over here. You can see that the edges are actually incredibly clear. It's very sharp lines, but coming back over to the Miyabi element, you can see it has like some kind of flowering extra edges. It kind of almost look like that this could be a hybrid element, that Miyabi might be like ice and fire or ice and lightning. That's kind of my guess as to what this symbol actually is. Holy crap, I am actually so freaking hyped. Like, just from these two symbols alone, like Voidhunter, the fact that she could be dual elements, I don't think it's going to be a new element. Some people are probably going to think like, oh, is it going to be Dendro? Are we going to get like a 6th element or something like that? I think it's probably just going to be a mix, and these Voidhunter-like characters, very much like your Acrons, your Raidens, your Zhonglis, your Ventis, I do think that Miyabi is special, and we're going to see why very, very soon. Holy crap, I actually cannot wait. Now, there is another aspect of Miyabi that we kind of need to consider, and it's the fact that she has like this yokai looking thing. I'm pretty sure she infuses it into her sword. If you guys have seen like Shaman King, very much like that. So maybe it's actually because of this thing that the element is kind of a little bit messed up and hard to tell. Maybe it has more to do with like some spirit aspect or element. All right, and so all of that aside, there is one last thing that I kind of need to talk about, and it's the fact that this drip marketing was dropped quite late. And the reason why I'm a little bit confused is because Haramasa dropped first, right? Haramasa should therefore be destined to be the first one to come in 1.4, the first banner. But then we have Miyabi coming in so late. Oh my god, those freaking legs. She came in like 5, 6, I don't know, maybe a week after Haramasa, and I don't really know what to think of this. Oh, and the symbol is right there as well, actually. So to be honest, I'm still hoping that Haramasa is going to be first. So it's going to go from Yanagi to Lighter to Haramasa to Miyabi, which means Yanagi, and then we've got a double husbandor, which means that all your husbandor enjoyers can drop your entire load. You can blow your load as hard as you can, and then the waifu enjoyers actually get a break. I think that this banner order is fantastic. It's been like non-stop waifus, like 6 banners or so of them. I'm a little bit tired of it, so I absolutely do welcome this break. Now, all of this said, 1.4, there is one last thing to talk about, and that is the concept of reruns. Because in all of Hoyo's other games, the reruns have typically started at 1.4. I think that was the first time that we saw Venti again from Genshin Impact, and I'm pretty sure we also saw Zilla in 1.4 as the first rerun as well. So for us over at Zenless Zone 0, I would expect to see Ellen Jo, and I just wanted to show you this one because this has the eye symbol and this looks nothing like the Miyabi one over here. But yeah, 1.4, we would kind of expect reruns to kind of be starting, right? I don't know if Ellen Jo is going to actually be the first on the rerun, especially because she shares the same element as Miyabi. I'm not very convinced that they're going to run ice with ice. So therefore, I think that there is a chance for Juyuan to actually be the first rerun. From a banner order point of view, that just makes a lot of sense. And so what this means is that if you did join the game a little bit late, if you do like your Qingyi or if you did like your Jane Doe, then it might be time to start planning and saving for those characters, because they don't always run. Zenless or even miHoYo in general don't always go like it's going to be Ellen into Juyuan into Qingyi. That's not how they do it. People who play Genshin can tell you when was the last time that Shenhe was actually on a banner. They actually do shift around the banners to kind of make it make sense. But yeah, 1.4 Ellen reruns, they are absolutely coming. I don't know if it's going to happen in 1.4, and I don't think we're going to get confirmation until the live stream itself, but that is probably the last thing to be aware of with this drip marketing. Honestly, I wasn't hyped for Miyabi before, but I am pretty hyped now. Like, she is pretty cute. I get it. I get it. That said though, my DJs, I would love to hear your thoughts on Miyabi. Are you freaking giga hyped for Miyabi, or are you one of the people who are kind of like, I don't really get the hype? Are you one of the people who have saved up and are looking for like an M4 or M6 Miyabi with a signature level 5? Let us know down in the comments below. But that being said, this is the end. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.